What's up everyone, it's Trynn, and in this video I have for you an update on my Trynn and Silvar commander deck. So this is the deck that I've been playing with the most. I think I said on my original video it was just a budget upgrade, and I've gotten a few little things here and there that I've added to the deck, and it just really helped with the consistency. This is just stage 2, this is just things that came on like double masters and just stuff here and there. The next time you see this deck, I might even take apart my Queen Marchesa, long may she reign, add cards from there to here, and then the mana base will have like fetch lands and some shock lands and some stuff. But for right now, the deck still does what it needs to do. And I really enjoy this deck because I have like 3 lines of play, and I can do all 3 even in a single game, which is the token creation and just going off, creating tokens, and then with Cathar's Crusade, just make big creatures to swing out. The Voltron strategy with Silvar, make him, like, protect him, make him huge. Or just the normal aristocrats, like drain them, like drain opponents, gain life, do whatever, the sacrifice outlets, just value. So I love the fact that I have, in one deck, I have like 3 different play styles, and I really enjoy that. So yeah, Trynn obviously partners with Silvar, and I really like this art. The color of the hair matches with my Taeyeon playmat, blonde to like this pinkish reddish color, so I think that's really cool. And they both start with T. But yeah, at the beginning of the end step, if you attack this turn, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token, and that's just a really good thing to do. I'm a very aggressive player, so I like attacking. And Silvar, Devourer of the Free. It has Menace, and it sacrifice a human and put a +1/+1 counter on it, and it gains indestructible until end of turn. So, sometimes, well, I always try to get Trynn out, but sometimes I don't even need to play Silvar. If the game's going really well and I'm getting like a nice board of creatures and no one draws that board wipe, well, they do what they gotta do. So I'm gonna have them here, and I'm just gonna go quickly through the deck because this is an update. So let me grab the creatures. So got Champion of the Parish. So whenever another human enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1. And so if Cathar's Crusade's out, this just gets really big as well. It's just a 1-drop, so it's easy to bring out very early game, but can also just get really strong. Viserys Seer, a sack outlet, and also helps you with your draws. Thalia's Lieutenant for more +1/+1 counter stuff. When he enters, you put a +1/+1 counter on all humans, and then whenever human enters, it gets a +1/+1 counter. Grand Magistrate, just kind of, man, really good. If I can get this up pretty early and there's no removal of them, I can get Trynn to get a board out. Knight of the White Orchid to get planes. Zulaport Cutthroat for the aristocrats strategy, just whenever another creature dies or it dies, or another creature you control, opponents lose a life, gain a life. Priest of the Forgotten Gods, sack outlet, also a way to have your opponents sacrifice their own creature, so creature removal and just adding to mana and draw cards. So it does a lot for just sacrificing 2 other creatures, which is pretty simple because this deck wants to make tokens. Cruel Celebrant, just another draining life and gaining life type of thing. Thalia, Heretic Cathar for first strike, and creatures and non-basic lands your opponent control either enter the battlefield tap. I want to just say, like, I almost never see this card in the deck. I think I've played it maybe 20 times since the last time I've shown this video or shown this deck off, and man, I never really see her. Maybe like once or twice in those like 20 games. Same thing with like Verge Rangers. I never see it. But as first strike, it helps you look at the top card, and as long as your opponent has more lands than you, I might just switch this out for Queen Marchesa, long may she reign, just because I never really, I have other cards too to get me lands now. Fiend Hunter for the combo with Angel of Glory's Rise. Yeheni, sack outlet, haste, can get really big if you board wipe. Plague Crafter, just here for, it's human, you could keep casting it everyone has to sacrifice a creature or planeswalker, and if they don't, they discard a card, and you can always just get it back. General Kudro for some graveyard control. He's a human lord, and you can pay 2, sacrifice 2 humans, and destroy a target creature with 4 or greater. Judith to pump up the team a little bit, and also if a non-creature you control dies, or non-token creature, it deals damage to any target. So that kind of sucks because, you know, I'm making a lot of tokens, but to kind of end out the game, you can then take out the rest of these guys, like Zulaport, Cutthroat, or whatever. Bastard's Lieutenant, which is here for another combo, because, you know, when it enters, you put a +1/+1 counter. Whenever Basiri or another creature you control dies, if it had a +1/+1 counter, you create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance. And so let me know, Cathar's Crusade in this, that's basically infinite, right? Like, basically. Pitiless Plunderer to get mana whenever a creature you control dies. Disciple of Bolas, just a sack outlet in a sense, but more to help you gain life and draw cards. Species Specialist, man, one of my MVPs in here. So, you know, you choose a creature type, choose human. Whenever that creature of the chosen type dies, you may draw a card. So sometimes, just human. Sometimes you add Skull Clamp to just a 1/1 token, and then you're drawing 3 cards. So it's really cool. Captivating Crew, just to kind of take control of opponents' creatures. Jack Sparrow, I like to think that's who it is. And yeah, use those creatures. They get haste, so swing out and then sacrifice them with any of your sack outlets. And then Angel of Glorious Rise for the combo with Fiend Hunter, right? Yeah, Fiend Hunter. Sometimes I forget the names, but then I'm like, wait, those are the names. We'll get into the... Let me grab the sorceries and instants. So, Tormenting Voice, draw cards. Cathartic Reunion, draw cards. Dreadbore, it adds sorcery speed, but I just like how it can destroy a planeswalker for just 2. Probably Hero's Downfall, or there's another card out there that can also do the same thing. Oh, Vraska's Contempt probably would be a good switch out for this. Read the Bones, helps scry and draw. Grim Tutor, grab whatever you need. Was playing the one where Liliana's Whispering and Chandra. I like that card a lot, but I moved that to a different deck, so I'm glad I got this. And I don't run too many tutors. You definitely can if you want to build this deck and grab your combo pieces or your sack outlets, whatever you need. But I always feel like just 1 or 2 is fine. But if I want to up the power of it, I like to keep it at a lower power level, just draw, see what I get. But you're welcome to just up the power level with adding more tutors. Wrath of God, Mythos of Snapdax, Mission Cost, Ancient Craving, Cleansing Nova, Torment of Hailfire, which is another card you can cut. This is more just to and it's a game ender in a sense, but it's just kind of randomly put in here. It doesn't really work with strategies. I mean, I guess the loss of life can hurt an opponent because you're trying to drain them anyways, but yeah, card you can cut if you want to probably add another board wipe or tutor. Swords to Plowshare, Path to Exile, Disenchant, Thrill of Possibilities, Dire Tactics. As you can see, there's a lot of single target removal that exiles, like right here. I don't know. I just like cards that exile, I guess. Sometimes there's just one pesky creature that's in my way, like an Avacyn or that angel that says you can't lose the game. So if I can instant speed exile them, I don't mind. Rakdos Charm does a lot. Flawless Maneuver. So if you control your commander, which any of these 2, you can pay without its mana cost, and all your creatures gain indestructible till end turn, which really helps because if you're building your army, you got to keep them there. But then, just in case, we got Teferi's Protection, which is until your end turn, your life total. You phase out. Really good card, really expensive card, but really good card. And then Chaos Warp to take something from your opponent, have a little fun, see what they might draw into. So artifacts next. So just quickly through the Soul Ring, Wayfarer's Bauble to help ramp and get your colors. The Ozolith, all those +1/+1 counters if you're going that route. You can play all 3 routes in the same game basically. So it's just something to get counters. And when you do bring out Silvar, make them huge. Skull Clamp, draw power. Lightning Greaves to swing out and protect your. Mostly goes on Silvar. Like if anything, I almost never put this on Trynn because it's a way for them to target her. Although Trynn's still a good target too, so you can keep her safe for a while. Arcane Signet, Orzhov Signet, Rakdos Signet, Boros Signet, all the signets. Mind Stone, Ashnod's Altar for a sack outlet. Mana Geo just to help me with my mana base. Mardu Banner, Command Sphere, and a Crystal Ball because although I would proxy in a Sensei's Divining Top or add it in here, I think this does well in this deck. The fact that you're scrying 2, but make no mistake, you can add Sensei's Divining Top in here as well. But I like Crystal Ball as the budget option. I talked about this a lot. Just 1 and tap it, you scry 2, and that can really drop down cards you don't really need to the bottom of the deck. So, enchantments, not too much. Land tax, my friend pulled it, happy to get hooked up with it, so definitely land tax. Phyrexian Reclamation, get back some cards, some value stuff. Plague Crafter in this is just sometimes board, it's like a board wipe at times. Paying the life, it's fine. Martyr's Cause, another sack outlet, but it also really helps against some games sometimes because you sacrifice a creature and prevent all damage to a creature or player from one source. So, really cool. Bastion of Remembrance, it's just it does the drain life thingy, but also creates you a token. Smothering Tide, really strong. In the other video, I know someone put that they added this to the deck, and definitely this was a card I wanted to add in. But like I said, it was just a budget version at that time, but definitely add in. If you're running white, you need the mana. And Cathar Crusade. Just really good. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So I've gone games where I've had a bunch of little tokens that got huge, and I can just swing out on one person and then just take them out. I like those games. And then when other players try to catch up, then I bring out Silvar and they get eaten away so he can get stronger. Pretty fun. Land base, Command Tower, Savai Triome, Nomad Outpost, Exotic Orchard, Unclaimed Territory, Path of Ancestry, Ash Barrens, basic land cycling. I think I'll keep this even when I fix the mana base because it just helps a lot. Evolving Wilds, definitely wouldn't need this after upgrading. Fetid Heath, so I got a lot of these filter lands, well, not a lot, but the ones for this deck. Temple of Silence, Rugged Prairie, Battlefield Forge, Temple of Triumph, Graven Cairns, I don't know. The filter land for Rakdos, Smoldering Marsh, Temple of Malice, Castle Ardenvale, really cool. Sometimes I have a lot of mana on board, so creating little human tokens is pretty fine as well. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 planes, a Phyrexian Tower, another sack outlet, gets mana. Bojuka Bog, Graveyard Hate, gotta have at least 1 or 2. I think I have this in Rakdos Charm. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swamps. Castle Embereth, another way to pump up your creatures if you need to. And then 3 mountains. So yeah, that's basically the deck, the upgrade. I said I'd be quick, but obviously I digress and added in some information just on the reason why. But yeah, definitely my favorite deck of 2020 so far. Just love playing it, love having different options because when you play some decks, they're just so repetitive and boring and you're just doing the same things. But I really feel this deck I could do one of 4 things or all 4 things in one game. Again, I'm just saying that, but that's why I enjoy this deck so much. Anyways, thanks for watching. Peace.